and the vibrancy of the color. And if you can answer yes to that, you're doing okay. If it turns out that your glass looks like it's got it's a little more of a frosted glass and not quite as beautiful and transparent as what we'll have, that's not a big deal. Or if the mouth of a pitcher looks like a little narrower, more like a cream pitcher than an iced tea pitcher, don't worry about that so much. It's this thing that you want to try to make look believable. We don't know what Mona Lisa really looked like, right? Okay, so I'm adding white to this. Yeah, I'm adding white to this now. Just a little bit lighter. Now if I had this too light and this value here evened up was the same as this value right in here, it'd look like that's the same object. There wouldn't be contrast. So you're always looking for a way to separate one form from the other. And in this painting, it's just going to be value that changes it. In future paintings, it'll be color that you can change it. So you might have more of a yellow box versus a blue floor, that sort of thing. But here, it's just value that changes the two. So one wall, one floor. Go ahead and do this front plane right in here. Adding more white to it. Now if you remember in your digital studies of this, the bottom was slightly darker than the top. And I'm jumping into this a little faster. I should have thought about it a little bit more. But this bottom area I think could be just a little bit darker, just a slight value change. Maybe it moves this way slightly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here, take some of the same value, and add just a little bit more black to it. I'm going to repaint that area. And that'll do two things. It'll be more accurate, but it'll also help separate that floor from it. Can you see that there's a difference? Mm-hmm. It's subtle, but that's all we need. If you could imagine somebody singing and just going slightly out of tune, you can hear it, right? And so that's the same thing. We're just making a slight variation, and it's just noticeable enough. I'm not trying to blend the two together. Acrylic isn't good to blend wet on wet on the canvas. Oil paint's better for that. But that might be just enough to separate that area and deepen the shadow as we go down. Alright, next lightest is going to be in this area and in that area there. And I'm running out of paint, so I have to mix up a little more black. The amount of color I've got squirted out today is about 25 cents worth. Maybe 30 cents worth. So altogether I've got about $1 worth of paint, maybe not quite $1 worth of paint. Okay. So don't be stingy with your paint, but also watch, don't waste it. Don't squirt out half of your tube just for one painting. that?
That's a lot of paint.
Well, that's how much I think I'm going to need to finish it. So, okay.
I always be scared that acrylic's gonna dry up before I get through with it.
Within the amount of time that we paint in here, you should be all right. And see, I want to clean it off before I go back into the black, just so I always know I've got black. Always got white, always got black, not a mixture. It doesn't start to mix together. Get all the striations out of it. So it's this area right up in here. Where are we on time?
8:35.
8:35. Okay, so now I've got my two walls and my floor finished. Now I want to do this front plane right there.